think you know me, don't you? You think you've seen the worst, like you've already crushed me beneath your heel. That's what you all thought, right? That I was done for. That I'd just disappear, fade into the dust like a forgotten whisper. Like I didn't matter. Like I wasn't a threat. You made me. This. You fed the darkness. Stoked the flames. Every betrayal. Every hit. Every time you kicked me down. You gave me the fuel to become something else. Something you can't outrun. Can't hide from. And sure as hell can't stop.
Welcome to the show. This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal, and today is Saturday. Man, it's been a long day for me already, but hey, hopefully these guys here can cheer me up because we have a lot to talk about and we have a lot to discuss on what's going on in Canada, man. Yeah, I'm up in Canada, only the third time, so hopefully it won't be the last. But you know how it goes for me. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit. I was supposed to go eat barbecue today. All you can eat barbecue, guys, for $30. That's a great deal.
That is a great deal.
Yeah, I want to come down there.
That's a great deal. The only problem is the people I was supposed to go with stood me up.
Ooh. Oh, no, that's not good, man.
No, man, you talking about, I can't wait to see these guys.
Yeah,
you know what? It actually saved a little money in my pocket, but it's okay. The next time I'm just going to go, I'm not going to invite them.
There you go. There you go.
That's how you do that.
As a man, you were ready to declare war on the barbecue, and I
man, I wanted to declare war on that brisket bits.
Ooh.
Yeah, the brisket bit. I think it's like certain parts of the brisket they chop off and they sell it. Yeah, well, I wanted to sink my teeth right into that.
Yeah,
but I was curious to see, how their ribs and their sausage taste. I've never been to Salt Lake before, so it'll be something new for me. But I guess I'll get out there one day soon and see what's all the hubbub about. But it's okay, though. It's okay. But let's stop talking about barbecue because it's making me hungry.
I'm getting hungry too.
Yeah, right? Night Watchmen Investigative Team out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. How you guys doing today?
We're good. We're staying inside because it's too hot outside for us.
Yeah, and a little tired today because we did a public investigation last night and got home pretty late.
Okay, well, I'm eager to see how that went with you guys. Fill me out on all the details, but I got to do some quick shout outs before we get started. Everybody that's watching the show, everybody, on all the different, so many different types of platforms that are out there that are able me to do this. So I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving me. I'm not going to say any names, but there's a lot of you guys from the Atlantic to the Pacific and all points in between. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. But with that being said, guys, tell me a little bit about yourselves and what possessed you guys to get in, something like this. And I just want to know it all, man. Speak to me.
Awesome. Well, I've been doing this for over 30 years. Started when I was young. My grandmother had dementia, Alzheimer's, and saw ghosts, so I was the one sent to go there. Prior to that, my brother and sister would always accuse me of being afraid of everything when it was them. We lived in a house that was supposed to be haunted. I slept really good in it. They didn't. So it's one of those things. We started in the old days where you allowed yourself into places without permission because no one would let you in anyway. And then we got to the time where you figured out that the security guard made $9 an hour in Indiana, and so if you gave him $20, he let you in. So you technically had permission at that time. And then I started doing it the right way, kind of like I guess when ghost hunters came through, they opened up, and people I don't think really thank Jason Hawes, Zach Bagans, and the guys that really got this mainstream. They got us the chance to be able to get into places where people didn't tell us we couldn't get in anymore. Or now it seems like almost done, but we do it right now. I met Cheryl, and we founded the team about 10 years ago together, a husband and wife duo with some friends, and it's just kind of ended up, we've gone through a lot of members. It's just down to me, Cheryl, Melanie, and Kay right now. So it's a lot of fun. I'll let Cheryl talk because she's like, I never get to talk.
Yeah. He doesn't monopolize things that way.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, damn.
Oh, there's a touch for you, sir.
South of the city.
Yes. Mark and I met. Obviously, I dragged him over the border.
Yeah, I'm a mail order husband.
Yes, he's the most epic mail order husband. What can I say? But no, I had my first experiences very young, and had a couple of incidences throughout my life that I couldn't quite understand until I was much older. And then, of course, when I met Mark, I was able to finally, talk to somebody that actually understood and supported those curiosities. And so we created the team, and we've been going full force ever since. And we've investigated both in the States and in Canada, and hopefully, someday far beyond.
Well, I hope so too. I'm glad to get you down here to Texas.
Okay.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, get you guys down here, man. Get you settled in. Get some good barbecue and do some serious investigations. Man, there's a lot I can say that's good and bad about Texas, but the one thing that I can say that's positive is we're scattered out. I mean, Texas is so big. We're scattered. I live in Central Texas. There's not too many paranormal teams in Central Texas. Most of them are south, east, and north. When it comes to going west or central, there's not too much going on. So myself, I have enough opportunity to get in certain locations and where there hasn't been a lot of traffic. So I'm really excited about that. Some wonderful locations. I hope that, I know eventually they're going to get knocked down and get rebuilt on. But yeah, I got the funny feeling whoever buys that property is going to be calling me back.
Yeah. Yeah. We got one like that we did. That's like, I think they'll be calling us because they're tearing down a former asylum and building houses on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can't help, but think for a moment, dude, you can't do that. I mean, just because you think there's something ain't there, there's something there. It's just one of those things. And I'll be honest with you guys. We live in a closed-minded society. I don't know if you guys want to agree with me on that, but when it comes to paranormal investigating and having lectures about the paranormal, a lot of people just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that that we shouldn't be dabbling in things that we ain't got no business. But here's the biggest question is, if whoever invented this, apparently they want us to know because they invented it or whatever, however it came to be. You know what I'm saying? Things are meant to be explored. That's what we are as humans. We're curious people. We want to know.
Yeah, we want those. You want those answers. Our
You gotta have
mind,
it.
the human mind, is always curious and has to have an answer for everything. We ask stupid questions, but they're all valid. You know, as
Stupid
humans.
questions. I totally agree with that. And that is the first question of the day for you guys. Why do people ask so many stupid questions when it comes to people? Just because they don't have a physical body don't mean that they don't understand. They're not educated. It just seems like you can talk to them any kind of way and it's okay. But yet they don't think about, the repercussions of what can happen to them if you disrespect someone.
That's a big part of our mission. Is we do public investigations where we host people their first time paranormal. It raises all funds for the facility we do. And you're looking at, we try to educate people to remember that this is somebody's brother, cousin, sister, nephew that you're talking to. It's not, you're not just going to standing in a room and saying, right here, right now, show me yourself. And the ghost is like, no. And I've always joked that when I'm a ghost, I'm going to hunt every ghost hunter that comes in the building.
The way people, and there's a lot of paranormal investigators. It's okay to speak your mind. I totally respect that. But when you dealing with someone of this magnitude, you have to put a little respect on it.
Absolutely.
You have, yes, ma'am. No, sir. Yes. No, don't say, do you guys know, do you have kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What is the one word that you hate that your kid says? And it's totally disrespectful.
Oh, there's many of them that mine did.
That's one word that gets really, well, actually there's two words that really get up under my skin that my kids, I don't care how old they are, but they never be as old as me. You got to show that respect.
Yeah.
It's always, and I got them all the time, the two words I hate is now and what. Yeah. If you tell your parents what, that's a sign of disrespect. If a kid tells a parent now, that's a sign of disrespect.
Yep.
There's so many words in the vocabulary that we can use that we can get our point across. And I tell that in the paranormal community all the time. We need to start thinking more educated. We need to start using the same old damn words everybody in the community is using.
Yes. I 100% agree. Anybody here come speak to me tonight?
We try to reinforce the fact that, again, they're speaking to somebody who's on the other side of the veil. They can see us. We can't see them. Give them the respect that they deserve. The only way that they're going to be comfortable enough to communicate is if they feel that's a two-way communication.
Mm-hmm. Or you present something a certain way that they've never seen before.
Oh yeah.
And that's where, and I tell people all the time that come on the show, and if it seems direct, and because I'm a direct guy, we have to start thinking outside of the box. We cannot keep doing what we're doing and expect to get prime time results because it's not going to work.
No, our best results, honestly, Terry, I tell people is when I'm not even trying to get an EVP. When I'm just randomly having a conversation with somebody is when some of the best Class A EVPs I've ever caught come.
Yeah.
And it's like the spirit gets curious and he wants to talk with you. You know, they don't want somebody saying, come over here right now, or you're going to come walk through this beam. It's more of, I was having a random conversation with a guy about Fort Henry and how neat of a place it was. And suddenly you hear, I'll gut you. And when I took, well, it's better because when I took this to the woman that worked at Fort Henry and said, listen to this, she turned pale. And I said, what's wrong? She goes, well, there was a guy who went into Kingston and got drunk and liquored up. And when the guards found him, he stuck a buoy into the guard's abdomen and killed him.
Oh,
and he was in the cell where you were, and he was hung at the fort. And he also was British. And so the voice of the I'll Gut You 100% was no one's voice that was there because it was a British voice. So it's the one time I think I actually could say 100% that person is still at the fort or staying.
Interesting. That sounds like an interesting location. But you know, it's just one of many places that you can get some evidence like that. But you just got to be kind-hearted. You got to be able to negotiate. I call it paranormal negotiations.
Yeah.
Because we're negotiating.
Yeah.
I'll present something to you. You present something to me. I'll leave you a piece of candy if you want to communicate. If you're not, that's fine. But I'm not, especially in these big locations, guys, where millions of people have been into, and spirits are stressed and because they see the same old thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. We were lucky at Penhurst. They allowed us in a place that no one else, only one other team had been in. And we actually set up every meter we had in the room. It was like 30 by 20, the old laundry room. And we played some Bach. And every instrument we had lit for 5 minutes and stayed lit. It was beautiful. It was not evil. People told me, they're like, you got big cojones to go down there. And I'm like, no, I'm going to make this a beautiful experience without provoking. And it was absolutely what a paranormal investigator should experience.
Yes. A good experience is always good. And I think these young people have yet to experience that because they are so caught up in social media and what social media guys are doing. They are so caught up on how to actually perform certain functions to get a certain response.
Yeah.
Mark, me and you are at Penhurst. We died there back in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Cheryl and the clan, the paranormal team comes up and like, oh boy, me and you're in our cell. We're hanging out. We're talking.
Yeah.
And you look down the cell. I mean, you looking outside down the hallway and you see Cheryl and the team coming up. And you're like, oh Lord, here we go again.
Yeah, exactly.
Same, different teams, same mental mentality on how, and you know what? So me and you decide we're gonna play a game.
Yes, 100%.
So we're sitting up there, and Cheryl comes up in the door, and she says those two favorite words. Anybody here?
Yes.
Anybody here? Then Cheryl says those next famous words. Can you touch my cat ball?
Yeah.
Hey man, Mark, me and you are just sitting here just looking at this woman. He's like, is she really serious? Is she really saying this to us?
That's how we would be.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
so, Mark says, all right, Terry, this is going to be a great one. And this is going to be for the record books. And this is going down in paranormal history. And she said, you were talking among somebody, but you didn't catch it on camera, Cheryl. You will want to get this because it is legendary. That same cat ball that you asked that's on the floor, Mark picks it up and slings that some bitch goddamn 20 damn aisles down the street. And Mark, I'm laughing. And Mark said, "You know what, Terry?" I'm like, "Huh?" She didn't even catch that on camera.
oh, so true.
It's true.
And I'm like, what? But I don't know if you found that cat ball or not, but you did hear that clink, and you did look down to see if that cat ball was still there, and it wasn't there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when people go into certain locations, you have to start thinking outside of the box. You have to present something to these guys where they can something different.
Yes, absolutely.
It has to be.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be different than what. It's so true with investigators. I see a lot of new investigators. They just do what they see on TV. The guys that sleep in the places overnight. People are like, "I want to do that." It's like, well, the instrument's batteries go dead and they go off.
Mm-hmm.
So if I put a REM pod next to me and go to bed, 2 hours later, I'm getting woke up and I'm scared because I'm in a place I don't know. I've got an instrument going off, but it's not really a ghost at that time.
You're right.
But I do like the fact that you're right, because if I become a ghost and I see paranormal investigators say, "Anybody here would like to speak to me tonight?" First thing I'm going to say is no. Or I'm going to get in their ear and blow in it.
But with me, it all depends on how you represent yourself, whether I'm going to speak to you or not.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to knock everybody because there's just knuckleheads out there. There are knuckleheads out there that don't care, don't have no respect for anybody, don't even have respect for themselves, but they want to be in a field that can potentially get you hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because the next time it might not be a cat ball. You might get jacked up on the wall.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you could come across something that's really angry, and then it just goes the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, first of all, when me and you are sitting in the cell and we see these two coming, but you see the team coming up the hallway, and we're sitting there conversating on what the hell, what are we gonna do to them? But it's crazy on how people don't pick up on senses like that. I think people are forgetting to use their God-given technologies that they were born with.
Right.
Absolutely.
If you got two spirits sitting in a cell, what is the first thing that your body is going to notice about your body?
The energy change. The energy will be there.
The coldness.
Yeah.
What little hair we got sticking on our head is going to come up.
Exactly.
Couple of them. Yep.
Yeah. And if you really wanted to hear, if you really wanted to, all you got to do is hear. Sometimes an EVP, a voice recorder is good to have. But dude, some of the best evidence are some of the evidence you hear with your own ears.
Absolutely.
And can't nobody take that away from you, because the minute you put something on social media, they're going to rip it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Put it in the shredder.
Yeah.
They're going to rip it up.
Yeah. I put a book flying off the shelf and I've got a team up here that says I rigged that. I'm like, pretty hard to rig that, but okay.
Yeah. See, and it's hard enough to get these guys to communicate. But if I'm a spirit and I see somebody rigging something up, first of all, I don't know if I would be angry or I would be upset. I mean, angry or laugh at you. Because at the end of the day, you're really trying to get my attention, but you're not doing enough to get my attention.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not flushing me out.
Yeah, you're not presenting nothing. You're not presenting nothing that I have not seen before. Show me some new technology. People are building high-tech digital paranormal equipment every day. It's $1 billion a year company, whether it works or not.
Yeah. No proof. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Just give me something new. I might react.
I've kind of recommended to people, honestly, I've gone away from using, I've got 4 cases and I really just use a voice recorder, a flashlight, and a REM pod, but only the REM pod has to be 15 feet away from me, and all the other rules with that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've gone back to where I used to be tech heavy, where now it's just like, I'm back for the personal experience. If I can't find it on video or catch it on audio, I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
With the other stuff.
Can I ask you guys a personal question?
Sure.
Have any of you guys ever smoked marijuana?
We're from Canada. It's legal here.
It's legal. So I had a gentleman built me a 4-foot bong.
Oh my God.
Look, it's a bong, but it's a giant REM pod. And yeah, it is I'm serious, it's big. And I took it when I first got it, man. I'm like, this thing has to work. I was a little bit skeptical about it. So we took it to the cemetery. Mind you guys, REM pods work if a very sensitive REM pod comes on, it's just too sensitive. If the wind blows, especially if you're outside, if the wind blows, it's going to light up, it's going to beep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to adjust that. Man, I put that thing in the cemetery, and I think the radius, if you're walking up on it, I think maybe like 5, maybe 10 feet. And we're way on the other side of the cemetery. We just put it there. That thing started going off.
Got people.
Now, I don't know if they thought it was a bong, or they wanted to get their smoke on.
Oh, 100% they did, man. That's, it's funny. I say this all the time when I give lectures and do speeches is, how come it's always a guy in a top hat, a woman in a blue dress, white dress? Where's the guy in sandals with the hippie hair? Where's the Magic Johnson freaking hair? Not Magic, Dr. J, I mean, Dr. J's ABA hair.
Where the flip-flops at?
Yeah, I'll get so excited if somebody calls me and says, I got a guy in a Hawaiian shirt and sandals that's always in my house. I'll be like, I'll be right there.
There you go.
But
that's a one in a million thing.
Yeah, every call I get is, I got a guy in a top hat. I'm like, great. From 1800s, looks like Abe Lincoln. Yeah. All right, I'll be there in a month.
Except I'd be worried it's my son, because he used to wear a top hat to high school. Told him he was going to get beat up, let alone get killed. But yeah, I'd be worried it was him.
Well, you got to realize, guys, back in the 1800s, that's what they wore.
Yeah.
Top hat. Dude, it was like 100 degrees, man. They dressed up like they're going to a funeral.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just funny. I'll tell you, every story out here since I've been out on the East Coast with her is always a white dress, blue dress, top hat. And I'm like, come on. Somebody else in some other time period died and did something.
Wow, you'll never see a woman with a flip-flops. No, I take it back. A woman with a mini skirt on with some heels and some makeup, and it ain't much you hear about that.
Yeah. No. If you did as an investigator, I'd be very excited. I'd be like, holy cow, we finally got something new.
But here's the thing, guys. That really makes you wonder. When spirits pass away, do they live eternity in the clothes that they passed in? Or do they go to the Macy's on the other side? I don't know.
I only hope.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't go to a Kmart and have blue light special and
Yeah.
bring something from the bargain bin.
Or in the middle of the night, are you stuck in your underwear for eternity?
Yeah. You know, when I tell people all the time, when I die, bury me butt ass naked on my belly. So everybody who talked all that smack can kiss my hairy butt. And that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I want my ashes to be thrown over Niagara Falls. So that way I can float back to Indiana.
And you know what? I want all my debit cards in my casket. Because if I don't have, ain't nobody getting access to the money.
Oh,
so
yeah.
If you want the debit card, you're gonna have to come unbury me and take it. By then, I want the keys to the casket inside the casket with me, so I can get out and come and go as I please.
Oh, 100%. This is great.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, dude, how, you know, as technology-wise, has we evolved, man, 40s. You know, we got electricity. 47, first atomic bomb.
Yeah.
47, Roswell.
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah.
Technology has just blew up within the last 10 years.
Ooh,
you know,
absolutely.
Some people say it's a lot going on in the world. But are we ready for that? Are we ready for all that technology?
No, especially now that AI has really become something on the forefront, that you can now manufacture just about anything. That sort of technology people don't understand, and it can be used for bad purposes. So it's, you know, the technology having changed that much in that short period of time can be not only unsettling, downright scary for some. It's hard to explain.
You know, but as paranormal investigators, could that possibly help us?
You know, there's endless possibilities. I kind of liken, people will always tell me, you know, I like the early digital cameras when they first came out because they caught more evidence. And I'm like, because it's screwing up. You know, the debunking side comes to me. The first rounds of digital voice recorders do catch more EVP, but they also weren't refined for the sound. So I prefer to use current technology.
Yeah, those old voice recorders, man, they were brown, they were bulky, and you can just see them in every classroom when I was a kid.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing on what's going on. And like I say, man, it's $1 billion a year business, whether people are putting it out and whether it works or not, who cares? You know what I'm saying? If you're the knucklehead that buys it, I'm the knucklehead that's going to take your money.
Yeah.
So very true. And you'll find it on Etsy.
Yeah, we bought a Tesla box and it's garbage. You know, I thought because my friend Scott actually owns Carnival Diablo, and he has the schematics on what we need to build with the blueprints, and it tells us how to build the Tesla ghost box. So we were going to do that, but I saw this one for $80, and I'm like, this will save me a couple days labor. So I bought it and I started it up. It does nothing.
I've never heard of a Tesla box, but we do have a Tesla ball.
Okay. Yeah, the Tesla ball is really cool. So Nikolai, the Tesla, the inventor, actually was a paranormal researcher. That was his really first thing. He was trying to communicate with the dad. And if you ever heard, like, it's a speaker, just like a voice box that comes up and supposedly picks up the frequency of the spirit. You hear like, I'm here, and it does those kind of sounds, and then you get actual stuff coming through.
Well, that sounds like me when I'm drunk.
Well, yeah. It sounds like me at 3 a.m. She's keeping me sober this
Don't
weekend.
bother me.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Yes, go mess with somebody else. Oh,
Yeah.
I just peed on myself. I gotta get to the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. You know, guys, let's talk about locations and pay to play.
Ooh.
How do you feel about that?
So we've been raising funds. So pay to play, I think it has to kind of go to this direction, is because you filter out. I've seen so many bad teams go in and tape in an ancient place that's 1800s built. They'll tape their wires to the wall and not realize when they pull it off, they pull all that paint off, and then they've ruined the historic of it. The sites, the historic sites, because if you go to Penhurst, they're losing a building every 6 months there. I mean, it's incredible to see how quick the buildings are just falling down. They need to have funds somehow, and straight tourism is not filling that void and that gap, especially up where we are. There's mills, there's places all around here that their funds have been cut because of the current economic crisis of the countries and all this stuff that's going on. So actually, one place we outraised in one night, we hosted a public event where we charged $40, and we guide people, try to let them know the right way of paranormal and educate them.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the night, we raised more funds for that place than anyone did in the last 4 years altogether.
Oh, wow.
So they were like, this literally covered, she said, this is covering our winter electric bills that we didn't plan to have, that suddenly our funds got pulled from. So, and it's active. I don't like using the term haunted, but it's active. So I do like the pay to play. I don't like, because we take no money. So when we do those events, all of the money goes back to that place to preserve it. Second is, when I get these events going, I educate the places how paranormal groups might want to come and rent it. And I'm like, you should rent it, but let's not make 1,000 a night or whatever. Let's just work a gap so a group can approach you. You rent it out to them, and I show them how to get insurance on the site. So that the biggest thing is the groups, it's hard to get insurance. And it's actually become beautiful by us going to sites. We've opened it up so other groups can go in. So I have a big problem with the people that are profiting off of historic sites and letting them fall in. That's my personal opinion. That's where it really gets kind of different with me.
Yeah. But the Historical Society, do y'all have a Historical Society up in your town?
Yeah, we've got several of them. And
how do they feel about what you guys do?
They love us.
Not all of them, but yes.
Not all of them, but most of them do. Like, we've been given awards for doing what we do. We've answered a lot of questions. One town is now using us as part of their haunted walks. They actually have used the evidence that we've presented to them. And so it's kind of neat to see how we make no money because we're going backwards. We're pimping backwards doing this. But it's neat to see that when I'm long past dead, I know some of these museums are still going to be around, because I know one place I paid for their roof. So at least for 30 years, they're good to go.
Wow, you paid for their roof?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
just by our investigations. Yeah, we hosted.
Wow. That says a lot. Guys, what do you guys think about cemeteries? How do you guys feel about them?
It's it's hit and miss with us. It's a place for people to rest. As a spiritual person, I'd say that. But yes, I've been. I'd say be respectful, because it's a place to rest. There's one up here. If you ever come, Terry, I'll take you to. I don't out it, but it's, as soon as you get out the door, you're getting EVPs, REM, and everything.
Interesting. The thing about, and I've heard a lot about Canada's cemetery policy. You can't be in them after dark and all that weird stuff. But down here in Texas, if it's state funded, if it's city funded, it's open to the public 24 hours.
Yeah.
So some of our historic cemeteries, like the state cemetery where all the big people go, of course they're going to protect them. You know, you got to be out of here by 5:30. Dude, 5:30 is not a good time for me. Can you push it back to like 7 or 8? Come on, dude, I'm trying to do something here.
Yeah.
You know, but the city police, man, I tell you what, and they put so much money, so much resources into our state cemetery where, you know, like I say, the judges, the senators, where they're all buried at. The first question that comes to my mind is, if my dad is a state senator and he passes away, do you think I'm going to put him in the state cemetery or I'm going to put him in my family's cemetery?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So most likely he's going to go where he belongs. You know what I'm saying? So the people that are over there, I don't know why they do that. Because if I have a family cemetery, that's where the family is going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No ifs and buts about it. You can be a damn 5-star general.
Oh, for sure.
But
yeah,
if you are a part of my family, you're going to that cemetery. Now, hey, and I can tell you this. If you got a problem with it, you can discuss it we can discuss it when I get there.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. So up here, Terry, we got a lot of 1700s and 1600s cemeteries that you can go in because obviously nobody's running them anymore. We check in when we do go to those. We'll check in with the local law enforcement and say we're going to be out there so they know it's not kids that are turning stones over when they get a call. One of them we go to, we actually call the Roman Catholic Church, check in. We'll be in there that night. The funniest part about that one is there's usually about 25 other people in that place when you get there doing the same thing. It's packed.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know what they're doing over there, but
Standing.
here in Central, and you know what? And I hate to say it, but any state in the United States that is south of the Mason-Dixie line was heavily segregated.
Yeah.
You had blacks buried in their own cemetery. You had the whites in their own cemetery, and you had Native Americans in their own cemetery.
Yes.
And the weirdest thing is, guys, when I went to an all-white cemetery, I felt unease. I felt like they didn't want me there. I felt like I shouldn't be there.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But I go where the brothers hang out at, I have no problem.
Yeah.
You know, how in the hell do you, I don't know, but I want to know, and I'm going to find out one day, how can racism exist in the afterlife?
That's a good question.
That's a very, very good question.
It's something I've never understood.
I don't understand it while I'm alive. I'm damn sure ain't going to understand it while I'm dead.
Oh. And I mean, if they were a dumbass in life, they can still be, I guess, be a dumbass in the afterlife.
Yeah. And man,
I still tell people today, it's what year is this? And we're still going over stuff that we've been going over for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years. You know, I'm in HR, and every day I hear guys, he insulted me, and it's crazy that it still exists today. And then you're looking at carrying it in your afterlife and being prejudiced. It just seems like it shouldn't happen. It
shouldn't happen. You know, but that brings up the next question for you guys. And I've asked everybody this,
Mhm.
and you're gonna laugh, but it's the God truth. I really think this is going on in the afterlife. I think there's political issues going on up there because I think that have you guys ever asked a spirit a very specific question and they don't reply? They reply to everything else. But if you ask them, is the grass green over there? They're not going to answer. What color is the sky? They're not going to answer. What, do you see other people? I mean, they're not going to answer. So what I'm thinking, guys, it has to be someone putting in rules and regulations about this whole situation. If you think about it, because I think everybody should have the opportunity to ask a very specific question. But they ask everything else. But the minute you ask them about their physical being on certain things, and you ask them what it looks like and all the stuff that you really want to know, they don't say anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's very strange. If you think about it, you never hear what it's like over there. And you never have anybody explain, I crossed over, I went through the door, or, all the theories that can prove that.
Yeah, I mean, because there's, like I was saying before, humans are very curious people. We want to know. Now, is it being selfish to want to know? Is it being selfish for them to hide such information from us on their part?
Yeah.
Well, maybe they don't know how to communicate it.
Oh, but they know how to give me a beer. They know how to say some things now.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it really makes you wonder, man, how things really are.
And that's kind of like I said, my theory with one place we investigate, I made a deal with two ladies. We're going to meet there and have dinner when we pass, and then I'm going to go meet my grandma. That's if the afterlife's what they say it is, I'm going to go find my grandma, and we're going to play Battleship one more time.
Yeah.
And then I might go find some of my favorite sports heroes and say, "Can you dribble this ball? Can you
there you go."
Stuff, stuff that entertained me growing up. It's weird because I don't know if you ask like, what's your plans for the afterlife? Everybody has something different planned,
Yeah. Let's change the subject here for a minute. Let's talk about religion. Are you guys religious individuals?
Religious, not specifically. Yes. Spiritual, yes.
Okay. Now, for some reason, I'm thinking this. You can't have the paranormal without the religious aspect of it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. When shit gets real, I'll break out the 23rd Psalm. I admit that.
It's funny. People always jump to that. I did it one night, and I was with the actual witch, and he's like making fun of me, and I said, "Dude, if that's the devil," I said, "what I'm saying right now is going to make it really mad, and it's going to give us some kind of interaction." I was baptized Christian growing up.
Wow. Now, is it possible, guys, the most famous church in the world, the Catholic Church, is it possible that they know more than what they're saying about the afterlife?
Oh, I would bank on it.
I would 100% say that because it's a statistic that 90% of demonic possession is Catholics. So Why? We've got two Sikh friends, and they love looking at our evidence, but you never hear about Sikhs getting possessed or spirits attached to them.
Right? Because can you imagine how this world would be without religion?
It's hard to.
I mean, because they got their feet into everything.
Yeah.
They know more than what they're saying about the afterlife.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, the Catholic Church just a couple years ago just came out and just said, hey, we think there is a possibility of life outside this planet. And the first thing that come to my mind is you got to be stupid not to think that.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There's too much going. There's people see too much. There is no way that a million people can see things that are unexplainable, and it's there's a lot going on. Can you imagine? And I think, and me personally, I think the Catholic Church is, they got so much to cover up. They're trying to save what little of humanity that humans have on this planet. Now, can you imagine if an alien would land on the White House lawn? Well, people would think it's the fourth coming.
They have already happened.
You know what I'm saying? If people will see Michael, the archangel, walking down the street, hey, dude, just chilling. They would think the worst on that too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's got to be, dude, we got to be able to use our God-gifted talent just a little. I'm not asking for a lot, just a little bit. Use your brain for a moment. And I'm asking just for a moment.
Yeah. It's 100% true. Please use your brain.
Use it. That's what it's there for.
We've said that in Investigative. For the love of God, use your brain.
Knowledge. Man, knowledge would give you so much power.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't always think that your way is the only way. You have to think outside the box and take into account why other people think differently or react differently. No, there isn't just one religion in the world. There's how many? I don't know.
Thousands.
Thousands.
We actually, when our team was big, we actually had witches. We had a Catholic. We had us. And then we had some light workers and then a couple pagans. And that team was pretty good. It was actually kind of fun to be out together with everybody's different ways, watching how that went and learning. People are always like, I'm afraid of witchcraft. It's like I moved to the East Coast and I'm surrounded by witches where we are. Everywhere we go, there's a witch.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean they're bad.
Yeah, I give you that, man. Witches are everywhere.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But the question that I have for you guys, I'm glad you brought that up. Back in the 1600s, they considered witches, you got burnt at the stake.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got burnt at the stake. The Salem witch trials, the most famous one of them all. But is it possible? Okay. This little thing right here. This is a tree.
Yeah.
Everything's formed at the base. So the tree grows up, right? But every now and then, you see a different branch. Things don't look right about that tree. So that tree goes off and becomes this big oak tree. And it's weird because now that tree has its own full branch. The reason and the question that I'm asking is, guys, witches, I think, are at the forefront of a lot of things that are going on in this world spiritually. Because answer this question, guys, if a witch had psychic powers, a witch can see dead people, communicate with dead people, and so on and so on. So would you guys consider a witch a medium all one at one time?
No, I wouldn't. No, because the witches I do, they practice. Most of them practice like white witches, so they don't do anything bad. Their little rituals, their pendants that they wear, the way they dress, the way they lead their life are actually more pleasant than most Christians. 100% say they're more pleasant to be around. They would come to your house at 3 a.m. and help you get your tire inflated on your car. They're more dependable.
But doesn't that sound like a medium to you?
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
a medium wear blessed beads. A medium sometimes have the eye of Ra. They wear that around their necks.
Yeah.
And they use so many things for protection.
Yeah.
Is it possible at one time there were one, but they separated?
Well, I think more so for survival that they separated and hid their gifts. A lot of them just used their knowledge of medicines or herbs and how to help people, and they were labeled witches because of it. So yes, they took talismans, they used crystals, they used various incantations in order to protect themselves.
the neatest thing about witchcraft, Terry, if you came up here, Mackenzie King, who's Canada's version of Abe Lincoln, just the for dummies explanation. You go to his estate and it's a real neat old home and you're walking around. This is so cool. Suddenly you go to this one area and everybody's like, what the hell's this art here? And I'm like, this is not art. And you come to find out that he practiced witchcraft back then. He went to see Mother Barnes in Smith Falls, which was a medium, and had her do forecasting. And then he's linked to the Milliken Tale for going out there and performing rituals, which we don't know what they were. But this is basically the guy that ran Canada and founded Canada.
Interesting. But I've always asked that question on whether they were one, then they each just branched off and became their own entity. But they have so many similarities on what they do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is that the possibility that this could have had happened at one point in time? Never know, unless we go back and find out.
Yeah, we'd have travel back.
Travel back.
I think my time machine's in the shop. So
Doc's not here. Yeah.
Boy,
if we had that, I'd be like betting on the Patriots to win the Super Bowl like 8 times and be a
yeah, dude. Yeah, the lottery.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but did you guys hear about that? Our lottery got up to like $550 billion.
Yes.
And somebody won it.
Oh my God.
Now, what would you guys? Would you guys take 5 payments once a year, or would you want your money all at one time?
Yeah, I would take the payments.
Yeah.
Make sure if you look at it, there's only so much. There's only so much you can buy.
Oh, exactly.
Well, if I won that kind of money, knowing who I am as a person, I would do a lot of good with it.
Absolutely.
I would drive up with a Corvette to a homeless bum and throw him the keys.
You know what? I will buy a lot of haunted locations
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's what I would do.
That's the
And
next
I'm not
one.
just, and you know what? And I wouldn't waste my time with the big ones.
Mhm.
The small one, the small unheard of locations that a lot of people have not been in because they have not been ran through
Yeah.
Yep.
with a lot of other paranormal investigators. I would keep it small.
Yeah.
I would have many, but I would keep it small where teams can go in, and it's only going to be. And there's no way I'm gonna do teams where they're back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, no.
Spirits get tired of that crap.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So yeah, it would be a week, nothing happening. Next team come in the next week, and so on and so on and so on. And and I would do it like that.
yeah.
But guys,
Yeah, that would be like I honestly tell people the small places are where I've had the most fun with as far as evidence.
yeah,
I like going to the big places. I have stood at the big places and say, by the way, you were in a Hilton, you were in a Motel 6, I rented Fort Henry. There's not many people that can say they've done that or negotiate a contract to get in a large facility on your own. But the small places actually are the most scary. The worst investigation I ever did was in Indiana in a small house. So,
yeah.
and you,
And the craziest thing is if you guys look on YouTube, the haunting of Sarah Miller in Indiana. Dude, the house is only freaking 900 square feet.
yeah.
What the hell could have happened? The haunting of Julian Sands in Wisconsin, or some house in South Dakota. Doesn't matter what happened to it, or what happened at the location. It's haunted. But hell, dude, it's only 1,200 square foot.
Well, the Ammon's house was probably 900 square foot. And how did that scare a police officer that worked from Gary, Indiana, who sees 1 in 4 violent crimes a day on 1 in 4 people, violent crime a day? And I'm not talking their pocket getting picked.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. But that's what I would do with that money, and the rest.
Yep.
I don't know what I would do with the rest.
Oh, I'd buy something stupid.
Yeah. But
I'd go to the Ferrari dealer and laugh when no one would talk to me.
You know what? And I told myself this: if I ever won the lottery, and I'm doing it just to piss people off in my family, I'm buying everybody Mini Coopers. Because I know half of my family cannot fit in it.
Yeah. Well, either he's 6'6", so
Yeah. You know
getting
what?
into my Jeep alone is a problem.
And I tell them, you can't sell it. You can't do nothing with it. This is my gift to you. And if you like it, you like it. And if you can't fit in it, oh, well, I gave you something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So another thing, don't look for me. I'll look for you. So I'll be where I'll be.
Yeah. So suddenly you've got an unlisted number.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And I would have a secure line in case the government needs to borrow some money from me to get out of debt.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but dude, couple more questions, guys, and I'm gonna get you guys out of here.
Okay.
Right.
I know you got better things to do than hang out with me all night. I mean,
well, this is good. We'll hang out with you.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. One thing that I do know about the paranormal community is. Wait, let's back up. Let's go to the educational side of this. Interesting. because I figure that the educational side of the paranormal has a lot to play in whether we be recognized for who we are and what we do.
Yeah.
100%.
I think all our evidence is not going to go just for whatnot. There's too much out there.
Yeah.
You know, so with that being said, is what do we need to do as a paranormal community to make sure somewhere in the near future that we are able to sit at the scientific table and present our case like we should? Because right now, there is no way anybody will let us come within 20 feet of the scientific community table because a lot of people doubt us.
Yeah, I've made it to the scientific table with some evidence we had.
But are
Twice.
you still there?
Well, yeah, because they love seeing it.
Are you representing? Okay, are you representing the community as one?
Yeah, when I take it there, because I'm trying to let them understand that what I have in these two videos they couldn't debunk, so they're puzzled. And we had a friend that we met, and he works in the community, and they actually like to debunk our stuff. So it's like, here, take this, whatever photo I have, this video. They compared it to 10,000 eyes of animals, and it didn't fit any animals that are in Canada. So they actually came back that they were kind of freaked out about it. Now, as a paranormal community, you got to get better educated. My biggest mistake I see with people, I was a 21-year chemical plant process operator that was in an R&D facility for 10 years. So people don't take into account radiation. They don't take into account baffling of wind when you're in a ventilated building. Biggest mistake I see is if there's no ventilation in a room and it's small and it hasn't had a ventilation running. 20 years ago, 20 people go into that room. 20 people go in that room. You're lowering the air quality down. So you're all going to experience anxiety. Your anxiety kicks up and you think you're getting haunted, but you're actually getting oxygen starved. So there's things that I say as a paranormal investigator, learn a little bit of science so that when you do go to present to the other guys, when you go to the science side, you can actually have a conversation with them where they're like, this guy knows a little bit more of what you got to speak their language. My other big concern with the community, what we need to do is stop fighting each other and not say this is how this has to be done, is to be outside the box, because all the people predecessor and scientifically, Einstein, Edison, they were known as eccentric freaks until they hit that one thing, the light bulb, the telegram. That's what we have to do as a community, is start actually not fighting each other, but learning a little bit more about science before we just grab a meter and say it's a ghost. Well, there is pocket radiation that causes your meter to go off. There is Wi-Fi routers now, wireless signals. I've wondered. One place I debunked, there's a 100-foot cell phone tower, but everybody says everybody gets sick right here. I'm like, it's that tower, because if you look up, it's true. And they're presenting it as it's a ghost. I'm like, no, it's that tower, because high EMF people react to high EMF. And it is if you stand there with a meter, the meter's going off. It's not a ghost. It's the tower doing it.
Yeah. Just like with your cell phone. You put your cell phone and a K2 together, that thing could go off like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Walkie-talkie and a REM pod's lovely.
Yeah, it goes off like crazy. One more question, guys, and it's a hard one. I want you guys to really think about this. It's a doozy. You guys ready?
Yes.
Oh, we're ready.
All right. Where would you guys like to go on your paranormal bucket list?
Oh, I know what his answer is.
I'm ready for mine. Dracula's Castle alone for the night.
Mm.
When they used to do that on TV, it was like, me, please. I'm telling you, I would make it the whole night there, and I'd be smiling ear to ear with me and a K2 and a voice recorder. That's all I need.
Oh, man, I hope you have a steak and some holy water.
I'd be good.
I would like to go to Buckingham Castle.
Buckingham Palace.
Yes,
Buckingham Palace?
Yep.
Oh, dude, if those walls could speak.
Exactly. Don't tell me nobody's died in those walls. There hasn't been one horrific event or another, but there's so much history there that the energy has got to be trapped in one of those rooms, a number of those rooms. I would love to be able to get in there with no equipment and whatnot, but go in and just feel it out and get all the energetic vibes and see what's going on.
You know, I totally agree with you, but the first thing I would do is get drunk and throw up on the carpet and say I didn't do it. That is what I would do first. Yes. Then I would go investigating. But guys, man, this has been an unbelievable show. I thank you guys for letting me into your house, your hearts, your lives. Great conversation. With that being said, any closing statements that you guys might have?
She's looking at me. Do you see that?
Yes, because he's always going to talk first anyway.
Go ahead.
No, it has been a thrill to be here tonight. We thoroughly enjoyed the conversation and the different levels of discussion and sharing our knowledge. This has been a really great experience. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks for answering the phone. It all started there, answering the phone. Yeah. And I swear to God, I called Mark about 50,000 times last week, and he did not answer it. But
I'm looking at my phone, no messages. I was like, oh no.
Hey, would it be? Is it possible I could have dialed the road number?
It's possible.
He was in a dead zone.
Somebody else is like, why is this guy calling me about a podcast and some damn ghost?
So this she says I was in a dead zone. This is her puns. Oh my God, Cheryl.
But hey,
I had a great time tonight. Like I just say to people, be real when you go out. Remind yourself. I think our big thing we talked about tonight is treat your ghosts respectfully. Honestly, the best EVPs and evidence I've gotten is starting a disco dance party once. I've played all kinds of music. You know, it'd be like going into a prison and you're like, so this was the all African ward, and you turn on Johnny Cash.
Oh,
it's going to do nothing. But if you find maybe some Louis Armstrong, you find some Prince, Jimmy, put on the good stuff. So it's getting with your. Go ahead.
Exactly. And I tell people all the time, a lot of people don't know what this answer is. What's the key to the universe? What is the key to the universe? Keep it basic. Music.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Basic music that everyone knows.
Yeah.
It works.
Put on some Little Richard. He seems to get people going. When I went it, long story short, we went to an investigation, and dude, this ballroom was so beautiful. I hated that they tore it down. It had the black and white marble.
Oh yeah.
But the floors were beautiful. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, there's got to be, they must have had some dances in here or something. So I told one of the guys I was like, man, let's put on some music, see how things change. Well, we put on some Little Richard, Good Golly, Miss Molly.
Yep.
That place came alive. And I walked outside. and getting some fresh air. And the weirdest thing is, I think the person that whispered to me was the same person that was staring at me on the fourth or fifth floor out the window.
Oh.
Because then they whisper, "Good golly, Miss Molly," in my ear, and I turned around because I thought somebody of the other team was with me, and and I'm like, "Oh man, ain't nobody here." But then something, I looked up, this full-blown apparition dude was staring at me, and I'm like, "Is there somebody up there?"
Wow.
Yeah.
And I looked down, look back up, they're gone. And I know in that 5-story Heritage Center memory care place, was nobody in that building but us, just the team. Unless you had a straggler in there, but damn, you ain't got no lights, you ain't got no electricity. That the stairs are gonna kill you. So who will want to be in a location where in the middle of Texas in the heat at night?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen too often. So whoever that was up there, man, yeah, you must have lost 40 pounds, maybe more, just being in that unheated location. But they end up tearing that location down last year. And they started having problems because it was a car dealership, an Audi car dealership, right in back of it. And once they tore it down, cleared the land out, and they actually started putting cars where the place used to be. And I just happened to drive by the security guard, and I asked him how he was doing. He's like, "Man, these cars are going off every fucking night, and I can't even tell you why." I mean, multiple cars.
Yeah.
He goes around there and nobody.
That's when you look for your CCTV, see if you can capture anything. Cause that would be awesome.
That would be totally awesome on that part.
Yes.
But guys, again, thank you. I appreciate it coming into your house and sharing stories and the possibilities of what if in the paranormal community.
Yes.
I'm just thinking it's only going to get better.
It's improving good right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, guys, it's been a great night.
Thank you. It's been a good night for us too.
And I will be contacting you guys in 3 months to see how things are going with you guys. See if anything changed in the team. And if you guys choose to want to have a sit down and conversate again, I'm totally open to it.
I'd like to bring some of our evidence. I've got some good stuff I'll send you. You'll crack up.
That would be very interesting. If it's okay with you, I like to put it on social media, see what they think.
100%.
Sure. Absolutely.
Because some of these platforms that I'm on, there are paranormal investigators on that particular platform, but there's not enough. So the more evidence that we put on the platforms, besides YouTube, I kind of put a big X on YouTube because I think like Penhurst is YouTube is just totally just over the hill.
Yeah.
Totally over the hill. But some of these other platforms I'm on, they're just now starting out. So I'm curious to see what they might say when you put a paranormal, some evidence out on their social media and see what they think.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But once I get off of here, guys, I am going to upload some live reels from the show. And once I post them, please feel free to do whatever you want with them. You can share it to your Facebook page or in social media and all that stuff. That would be great. But Give me like an hour or so. And the way AI does it is it picks the most controversial and the most topic that people that they think would be that people will look at. So some of the small stuff might not get selected. If it was up to me, I would select everything, but that's practically the whole podcast.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, guys, talk to you soon.
All right, Terry, stay in touch. Come up and investigate with us sometime, man.
I gotta go to Japan first. I made a promise.
Okay.
I gotta go to Japan first. Well, guys, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal. Another great conversation with another great team out of Canada. Guys, please, if you guys want to get up there and do some investigations, reach out to these guys. I'm pretty sure they can accommodate whatever you got, whatever you want to do paranormal wise. I'm pretty sure they can accommodate that. But tomorrow night, I got Potter Paranormal. So 7 o'clock Central. I'm not for sure where they're at. I think they're somewhere on the East Coast. But Roger, I'm coming for you, so you better be ready, brother. So in the meantime, peace. Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
V4
Vendetta Beats Production.